Alright, I think this is pretty much the scene, so I'm gonna start setting up. I'll leave it on for a while and we'll come back. So I'm going to talk just a little bit about the setup. Basically what I have here is a 4x5 Toyo rail camera. It's not a field camera, it's a rail camera. So it's a little harder to carry and usually meant for the studio, but hey, here it is in Yosemite. I actually like it because it has full ability to move, tilt, swing, up, down, left, right, whatever I like it to do. And it was 150 bucks, so hey, who can beat that? I also have a Kaltar 90mm lens mounted, and it's in a so-called recessed board. The reason why is because it actually gives me a little bit more space with the bellows, because when you don't have a recessed lens board, then it ends up being that the bellows are pretty scrunched up together, and sometimes you have to change over to bag bellows, which lets you use the movements a little bit more. So as expected with the wide angle lens, there's really not a heck of a lot that needs to be corrected, if you will. But there was a need for just an ever so slight downward movement of the front standard. It's basically tilt. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because using the so-called Scheimpflug principle, it actually allows the foreground to be sharp as well as the background. So there wasn't really a need to do a lot there, but I still did a little bit. And let's look inside. I have no idea if GoPro is going to let us see anything or not, but just in case it does, there it is. So everything is upside down and inverted in the picture. But basically you have to check to make sure that it's sharp everywhere and that you have composed it as you should. And then basically you're done with that. I just have to start taking pictures, which is what we're gonna do.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. Meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Alright, seems like we made it to the top. You should see Vernal Falls behind me. I suppose it's not a top. It's as far as I'm gonna go today. But the view the other way is just amazing. So here it goes. I came down from the main trail into this area. I just think it's amazing. I was actually gonna stay here just for a bit. I'm thinking I'm gonna be here a lot longer because it's like maybe nowhere else like I've ever seen. Also, these leaves have fallen and it's like nobody's been here. And probably a few people have, but it kind of almost feels that way. Usually there's so much water here. This is called a mist trail. You can't even come down here. But today, that's not the case. So I'm gonna head down and see what's down there. I brought a large format camera with me, and setting that up takes some time and effort. And I've been looking for a right place to do that. I'm thinking this is it. Just have to find some compositions, because one of the issues when it comes to photography in a place like this is there's such an oversaturation of subject matter and subject matter that mixes in with each other that sometimes it's almost too much. So isolating one or two things and doing a good job at them is probably the key here. So we'll start with some digi photos and move over to large format. No doubt this has got to be one of the most beautiful places on earth. You can't quite see the mountain because of the exposure difference, but there you can see the top, the fall, cascades all the way down. Let's set to work and take some shots.
Bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time.
Okay, I'm back down from the Vernal Falls. I stayed 3 times as much as I thought I would, and I made a decision to make one more picture because for whatever reason this beautiful crystal clear water just speaks to me, and I think that with the 250mm large format lens, it's about 75mm and 35mm or DSLR photography, it should make some interesting photographic material.
From up here, the world seems small.
Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday morning, and I'm heading out to Bodie Ghost Town, and in order to do that, we're driving on a road called Tioga Pass Road, and it's actually kind of a high Sierra road that's actually closed once the first snow falls. So I'm super excited that it's actually not snowing and the weather is really nice. The scenery is just totally beautiful. I'm probably at about 7,000 to 8,000 feet elevation. Tioga Pass goes all the way up to 9,000 and some feet, and then down from there. So I'll take some bits up there as well. So just kind of wanted to share a little bit of what it looks like, and I'll talk to you later.
From a distance you can tell. bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together.
And as you can see behind me there, we have lovely Merced River flowing downstream. It's around 9:30 in the morning, and I got some lovely morning light hitting the foliage in the back, so I thought it was a good composition to have, and then incorporated in it also is the root system here. You can see next to the camera. So as far as the technical details go, basically I have the 90mm f6.8 Kaltar lens, which I believe is a rodent stock copy. Or it's not a copy, it's just basically branded for Calumet that's no longer in existence as we knew it before. And basically I set up the scene, just got a little bit of a front tilt going on to kind of give me an opportunity to get a good depth of field all the way from the front to the back of the image. So, all right, take the pick and we'll move on to the next one.
You and me, we meant to be.
Really love the bushes in the foreground, river flowing through in the middle ground, mountain in the back. It's also well lit on one side, so it has some interest, some good dynamic range. In between f16 and f22 at a 15th of a second is what the exposure should look like or be like. Again, a little bit of a tilt to account for the foreground here, make sure everything's sharp.
In the great outdoors, forever free.